All right, all right. This is Adelai Brown, your heart coach, and we're getting ready to do Heart Talk. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share with anyone that you think could benefit from it. I thank you for stopping by the Heart Connections today, and I pray that you get your heart connected to whatever it is that you need to be your greatest you. Let's get started. All right, all right. It's 11:32, and you're tuned into Heart Connections with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, on your community station with international inspiration, kinetichifi.com. It is Tranquility Thursday. We're talking emotional wellness. Are you well emotionally? Are you where you need to be in your heart? I know physically you may be all right, but where are you mentally, emotionally, spiritually? That is what we're talking about today because it has everything to do with your dreams being fulfilled. It has everything to do with you being happy in your relationships. It is definitely something that you need to focus on your emotional wellness. Just to recap for you, if you missed the first segment of Heart Talk, and just to put this out there, Heart Talk is the talk portion of our show. This is where we come to renew our minds and restore our hearts. And this segment is brought to you by my new book, Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again. And you can pre-order your copy at theheartconnections.com. Good morning to everybody that's tuning in on Facebook Live and those of you that are tuning in on YouTube Live. If you're on YouTube, you can catch me live at bit.ly/heart connections, bit.ly/heart connections. And if you're on Facebook, you can catch me live on the Heart Connections or the Adelai Brown page. We're talking emotional wellness. And I want to talk to you a little bit about settling your soul. I want to talk to you a little bit about settling your soul down and being tranquil because I know that a lot of us are on our grind and we're in our mode and we're goals oriented and we're about our business and everybody is building something, doing something new, doing something great. And what I'm finding is a lot of times what we don't realize is in order for us to really get what we need out of life and get to where we need to go, we need to be and not so much of do, but we need to be. Many of us are used to performing. We're used to having to put so much in to get so much back out. What I'm saying is when we start to embrace the tranquil portions of our lives and we start to become emotionally well, we realize that we are good enough with or without the performance. We start to realize that our thoughts matter, our feelings matter. They don't control us, but they matter. They tell us things about ourselves that help unlock who we are so that we can not only be effective for ourselves, but we need to be helpful to those around us. Let's be honest, we don't live in this world alone. And I think many of us go through life like we live in this world alone. And it's like, I just want to get better, but you're not thinking about the fact that there are other people who need to get better as well. And you have a big part to play in that just by you being well. You're not supposed to fix everyone else, but your wholeness and your wellness will help heal those around you. When people start to see that your life is a little more peaceful than it used to be, and you're not as upset as you used to be, and you're doing better for yourself than you used to be, they're going to start to ask questions. What's going on with you? Where are you? What are you doing in life? Why are things so different? And I'm telling you, these types of things happen when you become emotionally well, when you start to still yourself and calm down. Don't just react to what's going on around you, but start to respond to life going on around you. This is something that I had to learn, and I have been learning over time. And the better I get at responding to things, the better it seems like life is for me. I had to learn, and this is something that when I started learning how to be emotionally well, it really came about from me crying out to God, like, look, I'm going to church, I'm doing Bible study, I'm reading my Bible, I'm doing all of the things I see church people doing, but I'm not happy. Maybe they are happy, but I'm not happy. But I wasn't even convinced that a lot of them were happy because they were so mean and nasty or so hopeless at times. And I know we all go through things, but I was like, God, I must be be missing something. Something isn't right. So I started reading the scriptures and started reading, and Jesus is like telling people, it will be done to you as on the level of faith that you have. Whatever it is you're believing for, it'll be done to you on the level of faith. However much you believe, that's how much your prayers will be answered. And I started to realize that it didn't matter how good I was. It didn't matter how good I treated other people. What mattered was what I thought about myself in respect to them and the world around me. And that is what was impacting my success and impacting my impact and impacting my joy, my peace, my insecurities, whatever the case may be. I had to take ownership for my emotions. I had to take ownership for my lack of self worth. I had to take ownership for my wanting to be the victim in situations where God has raised me up to be the victor. And once I started to do that, my life started to take on a more peaceful tone. It shifted, it started to shift. So when we think about tranquility, and today is Tranquility Thursday, Tranquil Thursday, tranquil is free from disturbance, calm, free from disturbance or calm. Some synonyms: peaceful, still, serene, restful, undisturbed, pacific, slow moving, relaxed, unflustered, untroubled. What's the word that was trending a while back? Unbothered. That's tranquil. And a lot of us say that I'm unflustered, I'm unperturbed, I am not ruffled, I'm good, I'm peaceful, I'm serene. A lot of us say things like that, but the truth of the matter is our hearts are not feeling that. We may say, oh, I'm good, I'm blessed, I'm calm, I have peace, I have joy and peace in my heart. But the truth of the matter is, we don't have that joy and peace. And it's evident in the lives that we're living. It's evident in what's going on in our bodies. It's evident in our lack of stepping out and doing what it is that we need to do. I heard somebody say today, how long are you going to allow fear to cause you to rob God of his glory? And I was like, whoa, that thing hit me. How long are you going to allow fear to cause you to rob God of his glory? And I realized that fear can be in control when we are so flustered and we're not settled and we're not tranquil. Fear can consume us when we don't have our emotions under control, when we're not mature enough to understand that I need to respond to myself and deal with these thoughts, whether they are positive or negative. I need to deal with how I'm feeling about this situation, whether this is a positive thing or a negative thing. We miss this. And what happens is we not only rob God of his glory, we miss out on our own. We miss out on our own breakthroughs. We miss out on our own happy marriages. We miss out on our own financial blessings. We miss out on our own getting to experience life because we're too busy trying to protect ourselves. Hurting people hurt people. When you've been wounded, it's easy to want to clam up and keep yourself back. But what I'm saying is, every day you get on here and you're going to hear me talking about how important it is for you to heal, how important it is for you to grow and for you to get to know yourself, not studying everybody else, not making sure you're in all of the world star and the trending blogs, whatever is going on. No shade to them, but just trying to find out everybody else's business but your own. We're in a season right now where you need to get to know you. The problem is you're not getting to know yourself so that you can experience a tranquil, not just a tranquil Thursday, but a tranquil any day. You're not getting to know yourself because you don't like yourself enough to get to know yourself. Then my question to you is, how can you expect your wife to like you, or your husband to like you, or your children to like you, or your coworker to like you if you don't even like you? But you don't think you need to deal with this emotional issue that you have. You don't think you need to research what it would look like for your life to be tranquil. You don't think you need to start to learn a little bit more about this emotional intelligence and get to know yourself a little better. If you don't like you and you don't love you, then you need to think about how hard it is for those around you to like and love you when you won't even do that for yourself. But I'm sure you're expecting that from them. You're expecting that respect. They should be there for you. They should support you. They should love you. Why don't you feel that way about yourself? This is Tranquil Thursday, and I don't want your heart disturbed anymore. Let not your heart be troubled. Jesus told them, you believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. This is the thing. God wants us to have peace. Jesus told them, my peace I will leave with you. We have it, but we have to embrace it. We have to settle down and get still enough to know that many of the things we are praying for, believing God for, angry with God about, mad with people for not doing for us, God has already provided, but we're too afraid to inhabit and possess it. You want to be happily in love, but you don't want to deal with your brokenness, your insecurity. You don't want to deal with your jealousy and your envy. So how are you going to marry this woman when you're jealous of her going to the grocery store to get food to cook you for dinner? But you don't think you need to deal with emotional wellness. Come on. We have to do better. And women, it's the same thing with us. How you going to want somebody to love you and respect you when you don't love and respect yourself? But I'm a strong woman and I could just do bad all by myself. You could. You could also do good with somebody else if you weren't so scared and so hard and so difficult. I just want you to have peace. I want your Thursdays to be tranquil, but I want your everyday to be tranquil. And I also realize that you have to embrace that tranquility. It's one thing to look good. It's a whole nother thing to be good and to feel good from the inside out. I know plenty beautiful, beautiful whitewashed tombs. And I don't want any of us to be one of those. So you think about it. What does tranquility look like for you? What are you doing to experience tranquility in your life? Think about those things. We'll be back with more Heart Talk at about 12:30. You guys stick around. In the meantime, if you don't mind, I want you to be happy and healthy. And let's let Lettucey help us out with that, if you don't mind, right here on KineticHiFi.com.